This blue shirt bombshell couldn't have come at a better time. Gabe Perreault is finally on the first line, and Vinny Trocheck is back. In this video, we're going to discuss how this can benefit the team long term, and one player in particular that fans are fuming about on another sizzling edition of Rangers Digest. Welcome back to Rangers Digest. We are built for blue shirt fandom, and I'm your host, Bret Botfeld. It is great to be back with you guys on this beautiful Monday, the 10th of November. We have a ton to talk about, including a busy week ahead for the Blue Shirts as they look to win their first game at Madison Square Garden. We're already almost a quarter way through the season, and we have to talk about JT Miller as well, looking like a malfunction mess out there on the ice. Fans are not having it. But before we break it all down, a quick reminder to go smash that subscribe button. About 72% of you who currently watch these videos are still unsubscribed to the channel, so please go down below, hit that free subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it so you can stay up to date with everything happening New York Rangers, because guys, this is the place to be for all your daily New York Rangers content. Let's waste no more time and hop right into the video. Now, stop me if you've read this before, if you've heard this before, but the New York Rangers begin yet another week seeking their first home win of the season at Madison Square Garden. Like I just said, almost a quarter way through the season here. The Rangers have played 7 games at MSG. They've been shut out in 5 of them. To put that into perspective, the Rangers, who had an abysmal, atrocious year last season, were shut out a combined 4 times last season. 4 times. The Rangers have already been shut out more than that just at home, and we are only 16 games into the season, so that's obviously not good. They will have 2 chances, though, during a busy 4-game week. The struggling Nashville Predators come to town tonight, and after traveling to Tampa Bay on Wednesday and Columbus on Saturday, the Rangers host the Red Wings on Sunday. So the Rangers definitely do have 2 golden opportunities here to win at home. The Predators are 0-4 in their last 4 games coming into tonight, and the Rangers have beaten their longtime Original 6 rival, Detroit Red Wings, in 7 straight games. So 2 golden opportunities for the Blue Shirts to get their first home win of the season. And in order to give themselves some spark, in order to give themselves some spunk, the Rangers have called up their best prospect, 20-year-old forward Gabe Perreault from AHL Hartford yesterday in an effort to really give this offense some juice. Perreault, their first-round pick, number 23 overall in the 2023 NHL Draft, leads Hartford with 5 goals and 10 points in 9 games. This comes from John Kreiser at ForeverBlueShirts.com. They really do some wonderful work over there. And Darius had a video on Gabe Perreault yesterday, so make sure you check that out. But now let's hear from Gabe Perreault and what he had to say on his call-up. Gabe Perreault said his time with Hartford provided a valuable runway to build confidence. I've been playing well. I think it was really good for me to go down there and play a lot of minutes, work on all the things I needed to work on. Hopefully, it translates to the NHL. Now, Gabe Perreault being here is a shot in the arm. He provides this Rangers team with some tools that they simply don't have. Now, we know Gabe Perreault isn't a burner, but he is quick, he's creative, he's dynamic, and he's going to bring those tools to the Rangers, because on a night-to-night basis, this team just looks a step slow. They don't have that pop and sizzle, and I truly believe that Gabe Perreault, being the over point per game player that he was at the pro level with the Wolfpack, is going to translate to the NHL. And you know why? It's because this guy has such a high hockey IQ. I believe that his skill, his intelligence is going to translate here to the New York Rangers, so I am certainly excited about that. And the Rangers are wasting no more time. Here are the morning skate looks from Vince Mercogliano. Gabe Perreault is not just playing in the top 6. He is on the first line. Really excited to see him with Zibanejad and JT Miller. I did not like the lines the other night against the Islanders. Did not like those lines one bit, but good to see Mika and JT back together. We understand the chemistry they have. Miller getting moved off of center, trying to get him going a little bit. More on him later on. Panarin, Trocheck, Lafreniere on that second line. You guys know how I feel about that line. They have chemistry as well, dating back to the season where the Rangers won the President's Trophy. Now this third line With Cooley, Laba, and Radish, I am a big fan of this third line. This is an aggressive, straight-ahead line that is going to put the pressure on their opponent, the entire 60 minutes out there in the rink. Now, when it comes to the fourth line, I do have a little problem here. Good to see Big Ed back in the lineup, playing next to Sam Carrick, anchoring that fourth line. But to be completely honest with you guys, I'd much rather see Huso Parssinen in there instead of Connor Sherry, but not the end of the world. When we look at the defense pairings, Fox and Gavrikov, obviously a staple. Soucy and Borgen, but Vakanainen back, with Schneider. I've said it. I like those two together. I know the other night the Rangers didn't look too good against the Islanders, but I believe they were pressing a little bit out there, chasing goals. But, I do like this defense pairing of Fox, Gavrikov, Soucy, Borgen, and Vakanainen and Schneider. But more importantly, good to see Vinny Trocheck back. That is absolutely huge for this Rangers team. Let's hear what he had to say about making his return. Trocheck said he's had this date circled for a while as a game he was aiming to return. JT Miller jokingly, I think, told him, "We won't need you on the road." Now, before we get into JT Miller, like I said, Trocheck, just an invaluable player. What he brings to a power play, what he brings to a penalty kill, just a 200-foot player, a leader out there on the ice. But now one player that we must talk about is JT Miller. Fans are absolutely fed up, not only with him not producing, but more so just his body language out there. His body language is so evident that he's frustrated out there. You saw him the other night against the Islanders swinging his stick like a baseball bat at the goalpost, breaking his stick. You saw Mika Zibanejad frustrated as well. And one thing I never thought this season that I'd be saying is, as a Jets fan, a New York Jets fan, I never thought that yesterday I'd see the New York Jets win their first home game of the season before I saw the Rangers. So I get the frustration, but as the captain, you have to be better than that. You have to reel in your emotions, because if you start doing that with a young kid like Gabe Perreault up there and some of these other young guys, they're going to think it's okay to do that. You need to be calm. You need to be composed. You need to trust the process. But no doubt that it has been very, very frustrating from a production level from JT Miller as well. You can see here, JT Miller did not have a point in 3 games last week with 8 points in 16 games. He's on pace for a 41-point season. That's tough to imagine for a player who's averaged more than a point a game in each of the past 4 years. That's not what we're paying him to do. That's not what we gave him the C on his sweater for, a half-point per game player showing his frustration out there on the ice. And, it's just not going to cut it. When JT Miller has only scored 1 goal, Artemi Panarin has scored 1 goal on home ice. JT Miller has scored 0 goals on home ice. It's just going to be tough to win many hockey games that way. Now, an update from Colin Stevenson. Igor, first goalie off the ice from morning skate. So expect to see Shesterkin back in net for the Rangers tonight. Hopefully he bounces back. I believe he will. The Rangers should win this game against the Predators, but as we know on home ice, there are no guarantees. Molly Walker with the power play lines. Miller, Cooley, Zibanejad, Panarin, Fox. I do like what I've seen from power play 1 with Cooley at the net front. He's not exactly Chris Kreider, but he does have that type of frame that no other Ranger really has. And he's not shy at the blue paint. So I certainly love to see Will Cooley at the net front. But power play 2, good to see Gabe Perreault on there. But Alexei Lafreniere playing the net front on power play 2. I don't love this. I understand that a lot of his success in his career has come near the blue paint, has come at the crease, at the net front, but he doesn't give me that Will Cooley vibe. When I watch Lafreniere, he doesn't look like he's willing to stick his body down there and really take a blow, really pay the price for, putting the puck in the net. He looks to get the softer areas on the ice, and I much rather see a guy not take Lafreniere off the power play. I'm not saying that, but I'd rather see a guy like Noah Laba really get a chance on that second power play unit. I understand you want to manage workloads and all that type of stuff, but it would be good to see Laba get a shot on power play 2 at the net front. And one last thing I want to get into is the Rangers failing to execute on their opportunities. So once again, courtesy of CSA Hockey from Steve Valiquette, the Rangers once again get more grade A high danger opportunities than their opponent. Even the other night against the Islanders, where the Rangers got beat bad, shut out 5-0. They had almost double the amount of grade A chances, especially in the first 10 to 12 minutes of that game. Obviously, Panarin failing to put the puck in between the pipes, Mika Zibanejad hitting a post, and the Rangers just unraveled. They got discouraged. They started chasing after that. They let the Islanders, one of the best teams in the National Hockey League, off the rush, get 3 2-on-1 opportunities, and they executed every single freaking time. So that just goes to show you that the frustration, just like it's settling in for me right now, it is settling in for them. Because as they continue to fail to score, they start chasing pucks, they start losing that Sullivan structure and getting sloppy. That's not going to win you many hockey games. And they let up 3 rush opportunities to the best team off the rush in the NHL. You simply can't have that. But it really makes me question, did the Rangers put in the proper work in the offseason? Because you're getting all these grade A high danger opportunities and you simply can't convert. You simply can't execute. Yet these other teams are getting less opportunity and they're putting the puck between the pipes. So what does that mean? Are they doing their work and you aren't? So it really makes me question that. But that's going to do it here today. I'm fascinated to hear what you guys have to say. Leave a comment down below. What are your predictions for tonight? Will the Rangers get their first win at home? Also, what are your thoughts on Gabe Perreault? Are you excited to see him on that first line? I know I am. Leave us a comment. Leave us a follow on X and TikTok as well. It's in the description. Leave a comment in the conversation. Leave a comment in the comment section because the conversation always continues over there. Let us know how you feel. And if you haven't yet, hit that free subscribe button so you can stay up to date with everything happening New York Rangers. Enjoy the game tonight, guys. Go Rangers.